Hey everybody, it's Perrin, and this is Niche Site Project 3. And as always, I am with Colleen Kinsey, the muscle behind the operation. Colleen, how's it going?
It's good. I've been doing a lot of heavy lifting lately.
Yeah, and you sound good, which is weird for us. Like the I feel like for this project, the biggest obstacle for getting this site up and running and doing all the site building stuff has just been the Skype audio, honestly.
Yeah, but I think that it's worth to point out where I'm currently at right now to get good audio. So I am currently in Copenhagen, and I am in the luggage room of my hostel, like underneath the bathroom.
Right. So we found something that works. We just have to scale it. So maybe you should just start moving your stuff in there.
Yeah, maybe I should just stay in this basement.
That's right. Okay, cool. Well, this is a really exciting call. We are going to reveal the site today. We are going to do it begrudgingly. We know there are probably going to be copycats all over the place as soon as we do it. But in the end, that never really matters. People copy sites all the time, and copycats are never successful. So who cares, right? And it was in the stipulations of the project that we had to reveal. So
Thanks a lot, Spencer.
yeah, thanks a lot, Spencer. But it's going to be fun. And we are very proud of this site. We've been making lots of progress, and so we're pretty excited to show it off, right?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I feel like it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, me too. And I'm excited too because it's going to look a lot different than I think people expect. The niche pursuits crowd tends to build one kind of site, and I'm excited to show ours off because I think it is very different and much more in line with the authoritative model. And, kind of veers off the path a little bit. And I want people to start moving in that direction instead of just building what I think are very insubstantial affiliate sites, because those sites risk getting penalized. I'm seeing it more and more now. Authority sites are becoming honestly the only way to go. So I'm pumped. Let's do a quick update. You kind of know what we're going to talk about, so don't steal my thunder, but maybe let's just have a quick update for what you've been doing as far as
Yeah,
your site goes.
sure. So I've just been going to town on guest posting and building links and finding ways to get traffic to my new site.
Yeah, we're going ham. So our whole
Yeah.
strategy is a very link building focused strategy. It's a white hat link building focused strategy. So we got the content all up on the site like a month ago, and then we spent the last month link building. And have we been successful in our link building efforts? And I know we've got a few sort of juicy screenshots to show people, but from your perspective, have your link building campaigns been successful?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like I'm constantly writing new posts or having to check my email. I feel like I've gotten lots of good feedback and also kind of met people in this industry and kind of created some relationships with new people that I wouldn't have thought to otherwise.
Yeah, totally. And for people who don't know, this has honestly been a growing experience for both of us. In the last 3 months, I feel like my knowledge of link building has really jumped up quite a few notches. So I think maybe in that time I've built something like 100 links to my own site. So we've kind of been doing it together, and we've been learning a lot along the way, and we've both been building a lot of good links. And my site's established, but your site, it is starting to kind of see the benefits. We aren't over the threshold, but the trends are all really strong.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to kind of see the hard work paying off.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're not even to the promised land yet, but to see something in SEO is always awesome, because for the first couple months, man, you're just grinding and you don't know if it's going to work or not. And honestly, we still don't know if it's going to really work as far as creating an actual income. We're very optimistic, but all signs right now are really strong. So good update. We're going to reveal the site. I want to talk about one link building tactic before we do reveal, because link building is important. Our whole strategy is link building focused. It's white hat link building. We are doing it through outreach. That means sending emails one at a time to people who own other sites and trying to get our link on those sites. To do that, if you're going to execute a link building campaign, you can mix it up with a lot of tactics, but because Colleen is new, we've kind of been doing one tactic at a time, and we've built up to a whopping 2 tactics, but they're really good tactics, and we've been having a lot of success with them. The first tactic, of course, is guest posting, and Colleen's been kind of crushing it on the guest posting front. We've also been having a lot of success with another tactic, and that is links and resources pages. So if you don't know what a links and resources page is, a links and resources page is essentially just a page on a website that is dedicated to linking out to other good resources. These types of pages have been around since forever. I mean, a lot of times when you find these are going to be on very old sites. They were kind of a convention when people were first starting the sites to throw up a links and resources page and provide essentially just a list of other sites that they thought were useful for their readers. So it's a really good place to be on, and they're good outreach targets because they're essentially just a directory of stuff that somebody else thinks are useful. And that's good for you because it means they looked at your site and they thought it was good, and so Google tends to value these pages. They're editorial pages. They tend to be very strong links, and they're simple. There's some drawbacks, there's some pros and cons, of course, but our second strategy so far, in addition to guest posting, has been links and resources pages. We also kind of shifted that way because you were tired of doing so much writing for the guest posts, right?
Right, I definitely was.
So maybe for the guest posts, how many do you think you have written so far?
Oh, at least maybe 10, 12. 15,
yeah, 10,
something
12,
like that.
15. That's
and it's kind of hard when you're writing for another site too, when you're doing guest posting, because it's not on your site, so you don't feel like you own it. Right. I think so. It's kind of like I'm writing for something else, but obviously it's worth it.
Yeah, it is worth it, but it still feels like you're kind of wasting that content a little bit, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Could go on your site, but it's not going on your site. So links and resources pages are a way to get links that don't require much writing aside from just emailing people and writing the emails and networking, right, and following up and that sort of thing. But you don't have to create content. So it's a good mix. Guest posting can get really strong links. We're going to show you just how strong some of those links have been for us. But links and resources pages can also get you some very solid links without having to create content for other people. Okay, so a few of the good things. First of all, these are created specifically to link out. Talked about this a little bit just a second ago, but it really is one of the main benefits. People are likely to put your link on these pages because that's their entire purpose. If they think your site is good, it's very easy for them to just go to the page, open it up, add your link, and they're done, right? It's much more involved with them than even a guest post. Much less involved. So because these pages are created for the purpose of linking out, it's usually a pretty easy sell, right? The other main benefit is that they are the right kind of link. I can't tell you how many times I've seen link building campaigns that are building the wrong kinds of links. Not all links are created equal. We've talked about this in our calls before, but stuff like blog comments, forum comments, directories, that stuff just doesn't move the needle anymore. And this has been well documented by Google. This has been well documented by Moz. The links that matter are the editorial links inside the content of a web page. So a link in a guest post, a link inside a web page that the webmaster has to go and add themselves. Those are the links that really matter. So like sidebar links aren't necessarily that good. links and comments aren't that good. You want those in-content links that are added by an editor or a webmaster. These are those types of links. So they're the right kind of link. They will move the needle, we hope, for our site. But historically, and the data says that these types of links do move the needle. This is also the type of link that you would be building if you were doing like broken link building, and broken link building has been very well documented as a way to build very powerful links, right? So they're the right type of link. It's also very simple. It's not necessarily the highest conversion, but it is a very simple tactic. You find these pages and then you email and you say, please take a look at my site. If you like it, can I be included? Colleen came up with a really good email script. We're not going to show that to you because we don't have to, and we don't want to give away all of our secrets, but Colleen came up with a great email script and it's converted pretty well, higher than is typical, but more or less it's a very simple tactic. You just find the pages and you ask to be included. That's why a lot of people call this tactic link begging, which sounds kind of bad, but it's essentially just saying, hey, I have a cool site. What do you think about adding it to your list? And that's it. Very, very simple. Pretty much anybody can do it.
Yeah, and I had really good luck too with some people would also send my link out to their email list and share it with their groups or organizations. So I feel like it was very successful.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. So you got a little PR exposure as well.
Yeah.
Very cool. So there's a caveat. 2 caveats actually. First caveat is that you need a good site. If you've got a site that's only reviewing affiliate products, this ain't gonna work. You have to have a good site that has real, helpful, useful, or fun content on it. It's very difficult to do this type of link building if you're only rehashing product reviews from Amazon. This won't work. That's the same with essentially all white hat link building. That's why we are building an authority site, because it's easier, well, first to get traffic and to just build a better resource, but also if you have an authority site that has a whole bunch of amazing information and not just affiliate content, it becomes much, much, much easier to do outreach. So you need a good site. Can't all be affiliate content. If it is all affiliate content, it won't work for you. And that, I think you'll find that with pretty much any type of white hat link building. It's very difficult to build links to affiliate sites. That's why you need to make them an authority site. Second caveat, the conversion will probably be pretty low. We found these converted like 2 or 3%. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe a little bit higher, but I think in general, yeah.
2 or 3% for Colleen. I typically get these to convert around like 1.5%, probably because I'm using a different script. So the conversion will be pretty low. If you want a lot of these types of links, you have to make that up by just sending more emails. So we've definitely been grinding it out. We're not going to reveal exactly how many emails we have sent, but it's quite a bit.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But the caveat here is that the conversion will be really low. So the lesson then is that you need a mix of links, right? So let's just look at the 2 types together, or discuss the 2 types together, and then we can sort of establish the pros and cons of each. So guest posting, very high conversion typically. Would you say like 25, 30%, 20%, something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So like you only have to send out like 20 emails to get 5 links, and that's amazing if you don't like outreach, but you have to create all that content, which takes a lot of time and it's a lot of writing, right? So major benefit of being a very high conversion type of link building, and the drawback is you have to write all the content. Links pages, on the other hand, you don't have to write anything, but to get 5 links, you might have to send out several hundred emails, or a couple hundred emails at least, right? So there are pros and cons of each. The big lesson here is a mix of links is good. You don't want your profile to be all one type of link anyway. That's kind of suspicious to Google. You need to mix it up with different tactics, but also from an efficiency standpoint, and from a workload standpoint, and from just an overall sanity standpoint of like what types of work you want to be doing day in and day out, it's good to switch it up. And so a mix of links and link building tactics is good. I don't think we're going to stop at these 2 tactics. I've been doing a lot of skyscraper myself. I've been experimenting a little bit with broken link building, but I've been having really good luck with skyscraper. So we might add one or two as we go, depending on how quickly we run out of link building prospects. But a mix is good, and we will continue to diversify. I think the other lesson here too is that if you're going to go do a link building campaign, it's absolutely critical to focus on the right types of links, which are those contextual, editorial, do follow links. Anything to add there, Colleen?
No, I think you got it. I think that one of the things that I found was super successful was follow-up.
Follow-up, big time.
Yep, that like really turned my numbers around.
Yeah, me too. So what I have been doing and what Colleen has been doing is just waiting a couple business days and then following up with contacts and the people who haven't replied to my email. And I found that, you know, on like a guest posting campaign, that's what really pushes the conversion up to like 30%. So 15% might respond to you at first, but if you follow up, another 15% might respond to you then. So, you know, following up with people is a pretty effortless thing to do, depending on if you're using software or not, or if you've like organized your inbox or whatever. And it doesn't take any research. All it takes is one more email, and you can get a lot more links. So, very good point. Follow-up is absolutely critical. Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's reveal this bad boy. Introducing Kusi.com. So go there, copy and paste the code to your own server, and no, I'm joking. Kusi.com. So let's just take a look at it. Here it is. Pretty cool. Very good job. I think it's a very slick looking site. It's a premium theme, but nothing fancy, just something we found on ThemeForest. We're not going to tell you the theme because it's not important, and you know, people always think copying the exact theme is important, and it's really just not. I mean, all of my sites have been on different themes so far, and they have all worked just fine. So we're not going to tell you the theme either, so but why don't you walk us through the general idea of the site, the niche, and maybe why we chose it.
Yeah. So I'll just start kind of with the name, Kusi. Perrin and I were thinking of names for pretty much forever. I really wanted something punny, but couldn't really find anything short and sweet. So we thought of Kusi, kind of like acoustic for guitars and ukuleles. And we chose this market because we found some really good keywords, but also because it has the potential to be bigger than guitars and ukuleles. So I could be able to do other instruments and make it really big site eventually.
For sure, yeah. Also, you can buy guitars and ukuleles on Amazon, which is a big thing. And there are a lot of informational and how-to articles around guitars and ukuleles, or I'm sorry, topics. So you can see here, if you just scroll down the page, almost nothing is affiliate content. There are lots of articles on here, and most of them are informational and educational, and that's awesome. We like niches like that. It gives us an opportunity to attract way more traffic than we otherwise would. It helps us establish ourselves as an authority. And it's just about 1,000,000 times more fun than rehashing product reviews from Amazon. It's just a good resource, right? And it's more fun. Would you say it's more fun?
Yeah, absolutely, because I have learned more about guitars and ukuleles than I ever thought I would. So, I mean, I'm learning. I think it's a good perspective to be able to teach as you learn. So right. I can kind of rehash the information how I understand it as a beginner as well.
Yeah, so that's a really good point. You have actually picked up a guitar and are learning.
Yeah, yep.
So it's not just a review site that you're using to make money. You've picked it up as a hobby, and you're using that to make sure that the content is cool and useful.
Exactly. And I want to make sure that it's accurate because, I mean, if I wasn't learning, I could probably rehash wrong information all the time. But
For sure.
definitely want to make sure that it's good content and accurate and awesome.
Totally, yeah. So I hope you guys can see the authority angle here, and how far beyond a standard Amazon niche site we really are. We're also positioning ourselves to potentially sell products. We could sell any number of physical products for guitars, and we could also sell informational courses. There are lots of affiliate products on ClickBank for like guitar courses and that sort of thing, or maybe guitar lessons or a members area. But the idea here is, yes, we are using Amazon to monetize in the beginning, but hopefully there will be lots of other ways to monetize down the road, and we can create a nice little revenue stack where we've got some money coming in from Amazon, but maybe we also have display ads, we have our own products, maybe we have an ebook, maybe we're recommending a course, maybe there's even a members area, maybe we're selling guitar picks, who knows? But the idea here is to create a great authority site with lots of articles that are both fun, informational, and educational, recommend a few products, and then after that, after we've got some authority, after we've got some traffic coming in, to really start stacking the revenue sources and make this into a true authority site, of which Amazon affiliate income is a very small part, because I think that's the way to go. That's how you move from a small site into a real business. Anything you want to add about your site?
Nope. It's just my baby.
Yeah.
I think about how much, yeah, I definitely am. I think it looks awesome. And I've had a lot of people comment on how good the site looks too. So
yeah,
definitely good.
I think it looks really good. A few small notes here. Some stuff that we didn't spend money on. We didn't spend money on any custom design. We didn't spend money on a logo. This is honestly just text, and that's because we were on a $500 budget, right? So we spent, I think, maybe $50 on this theme. Everything else in our budget has gone to content. This site has 40 articles on it. As soon as it starts making money, I think we're probably going to add a lot more articles, because there are lots of good keywords here, and there's lots of stuff that you just want to write about because it's fun. So this is really, I think it looks really good for $50 for sure. We added some free plugins, and we're using like Thrive Content Builder. We may have cheated a little bit because that's something that I use, is Thrive Content Builder. I have a license, and Colleen is just using it here and there. But you know, like we've got some custom graphics on the site, but Colleen built all of those herself inside of Canva, which is a free design software, and they look really cool. So yeah, this is the site overall. You can go poke around and see sort of the distribution of content and what we're doing here. I do want to show the Ahrefs stats so far for the site, because we are really proud of them, and I think it shows the power of link building. And I also want to show kind of how to read a page like this, and then sort of what to look for with a new site that may not necessarily be on the first page for many keywords yet. So this is the Ahrefs page. First thing I want to draw your attention to is the referring domains. This says 25. That's because Ahrefs hasn't picked up all of our referring domains yet. The real number is how many, Colleen?
I think I'm almost at 40.
Almost 40, yeah. So last I heard it was 37, almost 40 now. Of these, so these 25 links are all good, solid, and I think there might be like some weird random ones in here, like the list of domains links that every site picks up eventually. But for the most part, all of those 40 domains are really good links. They're either guest posts or links and resources pages. So this type of graph, starting only in like mid-March, I think we really started link building at the end of April, right?
Yeah, so a month.
Something like that, yeah. This is a very strong graph, and you can see how many links you would have at the end of the year if you kept this pace. Of course, you have to mix it up every once in a while, and you have to take a break or go add more content. You can't do link building all the time for the whole life of your site, and that necessarily wouldn't be the smartest thing to do. But at this pace, you can see how you can do link building for a site and get the authority up pretty quick, especially over the course of 6 months or a year. So we are very happy about the pace at which the links are being built. And for a few of these weeks, you are outpacing me for my site, which is, I think, super impressive because I've been putting like all my energy for my site into link building. So very, very strong performance by Colleen Kinsey on the link building front.
Yay, thanks.
Referring pages is not something necessarily we need to worry about. We're more concerned with how many sites are linking to us. And then look at the organic search. So here's the organic traffic. Trend is very, very strong. Of course, it's not a lot of total traffic yet, but we like the trend and we like that there's a little bit of organic traffic already. The thing I really like is how many keywords we are showing up for in Google and how many are being added each day, or how many are being picked up each day. So if you're used to using Google Webmaster Tools and looking at impressions, looking at organic keywords in a tool like Ahrefs, which is my favorite tool now, is a good way to judge how quickly your site is growing at the beginning when you don't necessarily have a lot of organic traffic yet. You can just see how many keywords are showing up in Google, and then you kind of know that because you've done pretty good keyword research and a lot of these keywords are low competition, that you'll start getting traffic from these keywords eventually. But the number of keywords Kusti.com is showing up for in Google is increasing very rapidly, and we're super happy about that. And the last thing here is the position heat map. For Ahrefs, the position heat map shows you where your keywords are showing up in the search results. So you can see like here, this would be the top spot, and this is like number 10, and then down here would be like the second page of Google, and then here are the later pages. Because the site is so new and it's still in the quote-unquote sandbox, not a lot of keywords are up on the first page yet. For us, so far, that's more or less a good thing because we know we're showing up for so many keywords, but it's still in the sandbox, so they're just not up here yet, although we have some keywords in the top 10 or so. When we come out of the sandbox, if we're doing a good job link building and we're showing up for a lot of keywords, this graph should start to shift up towards the top 1 or 2 pages, and the bulk of the keywords should be right here or so. When that happens, the traffic should take a pretty drastic jump up. So, looking at these graphs, what we see is that we're doing a great job building links, and that from these two, the site has a lot of potential energy. So I like to think about it as sort of a roller coaster going up to the top of that first hill. That's kind of where we are. When we come out of the sandbox, hopefully we take a super hard plunge into stacks full of money.
What do you think the average time frame is for the sandbox?
It really depends on the site, depends on the market, and it depends on the keywords. For the most part, for evergreen content in most niches, it's like 6 months. And it also depends on when you start building links. Every link supposedly has a 30-day sandbox of its own. A new site has a sandbox of roughly 6 months, and new content can have a sandbox of like 1, 2, or 3 months. So it depends on a lot of factors. I expect us to be making some okay money like June.
Yeah, cool.
That would be my guess for like our first like $100 a month or $500 a month be like around June-ish. And after that it should be a pretty slow or a pretty steady climb, especially if we keep building links.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, and we have the screenshot. This is Colleen's tracking screenshot for her link building campaigns. And this spreadsheet's pretty insane, actually. Colleen's got like this crazy spreadsheet with all these tabs and like how she's keeping track of all her outreach and stuff. But this is the spreadsheet that shows the links that have been posted. So we blurred out some stuff, obviously. We blurred out like the names of the articles so you guys can't go reverse engineer them and all this other stuff. But we blurred out the URLs because we don't want to do your outreach research for you. But you can see that these are the links that have been posted. These are the names, and this is the DA. So the reason I wanted to show you this, first of all, is to just kind of show you, just to brag about how many were posted, which is awesome, but also to show you a few of the links we got that were, or Colleen got, that are really just big time baller links. So like this one here is a DA77. We've got a DA.
And that was my first one,
That was
the
your first
77.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And that was something that I think neither of us could believe. But it was a great motivator, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I was shocked. And it also made me work really hard on that guest post.
Oh, yeah. And it was worth it, too, right? Like, it went over really well with him.
I was nervous about it.
But it was also fun, I remember.
Yeah, it was really exciting.
We've got a DA45, a 34, a 30, a 38. And then we're kind of filling it out with stuff in the 20s. But overall, the average authority here is really strong, and these big links are the ones that are going to help us move the needle here, especially for big guest posts on this site, because those will probably get some social shares and that sort of thing. And Google really likes when your guest post, the articles that are linking to your site, are getting spread around the internet. So overall, the link building campaigns have been really successful. Colleen and I have both been doing a lot of link building for our sites. We've been learning a lot together. But we really think we've kind of cracked the system, and we're doing lots of great link building, and I don't know, our pace so far, I think mostly I'm kind of matching your pace, but it's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 links a week is about what we're getting right now.
Yeah.
Which is really strong. So like, if you do the math there, 20 strong links a month. If you do that for, let's say, maybe 10 months out of the year, you've got 200 linking domains from really strong sites that are the right kind of link. Not blog comments, not forum posts, but the right kind of editorial white hat link that really moves the needle. So if we can get there in 10 months, then we will be doing a great job, and I think the site will be in really good shape. So overall, awesome job. We're really proud of the site. I'm very proud of Colleen. Do you have anything to add, Colleen?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
What are we going to do next? I'm not going to give you an assignment. This is your site at this point. You know the skills. So you tell me what you're going to do next.
I have a number in mind of how many links I want to get to in the next month, and I'm just pushing for that.
Awesome. What is it? What is that number?
I'd like to get to 80 by the end of next month.
Dang, that's crazy.
We'll see, though. We'll see.
That's pretty crazy, man. There'll be a lot of emails, a lot of writing.
Oh, yeah.
But the good thing is, too, that, like, if you build a whole bunch of links and the site starts working, you can kind of take a break and then spend a few months just, like, writing blog posts that you think are fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that one thing that was pretty cool is learning how to create guitar tabs and doing that on Canva.
Oh,
yeah. I think that that'll be really cool to link to also, right, and to share. So doing that for free, awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I hope you enjoy the site. I hope this inspires you to push the boundaries of what you think a quote-unquote niche site should be. And I hope it also helps you or inspires you to push the boundaries of what you think marketing should be and how you should be building links and the effect that the right kind of links done at a fast pace can do. So thanks a lot. Good job, Colleen. And we will look forward to you guys posting in the comments. Peace.